I want to talk about something that happened recently. It was pretty funny, and since you all are probably watching this, at least a couple of you, let me just say right now that I'm going to talk about this on my own accounts because I can. This is going to be about Gerard. Surprise. And I'm going to swear a lot, just so you know. And another thing, there might be certain places in this where I kind of like fumble over my words or have trouble recalling exact details because after the 3 years of abuse and extreme stress, it's apparent to me now that I have a lot of memory loss issues. Let me open up with a bit of context because when talking about this asshole, apparently context is pretty fucking crucial. So, in early 2016, when we first got together and made the relationship public, he had moved in with me, blah blah blah. Things weren't really that bad yet. It was either 2 people or at least 1 person that I didn't know, but Gerard knew. This person was friends with one of Gerard's exes who got it really, really bad. This person comes to me telling me, like, I don't know what Gerard told you, but he's got a pretty extensive track record of abuse. Like, he did this, that, and the other thing to my friend, and whatever else they said. Gerard in that moment, of course, was upset, kind of pissed off, and I can't recall if at this time he had mentioned anything about this kind of shit. I feel like it was really early on, like him letting me know that there's people out there, there's exes of his, there's enemies of his who want to ruin his reputation and slander him and whatever. And me being like way too naive for my own good at the time, I believe him. I'm like, you know, that sucks. Sorry you have to deal with that. You won't have to with me because I'm not like that. His whole narrative about his exes was that if any abuse happened, it was not his fault. If anything physical happened on his part, it was out of self-defense. Like, there were little half-truths that he would insert because, you know, there's certain situations you can't just, like, ignore or hide, you know? Like, with this ex in particular, they also made a call-out post on Tumblr telling people, like, Gerard's a bad guy, here's his social media handles, like, this is what he did to me, and he's lying about it. But Gerard would just tell me that none of it was his fault. Me being really naive, I'm gonna keep reiterating that. I believe his word over the word of someone who literally had no reason to insert themselves in our relationship other than to try to warn me, you know? Because it's at this point, everyone's like in their 20s and shit. Like, no one's high school trying to cause drama for no reason. But Gerard just always made it seem like it was petty drama. So I respond to these people with a sentiment that I was believing in at the time, which was people have the ability to change, you know. Whatever you think of Gerard, you know, he's different now. He can be different now. He's changing like he's telling me he is. And we all know how that turned out. But the first sentence in my response to this person was, the only constant in life is change. And hey Gerard, you probably already know what I'm going to be talking about right now, so why don't you just click off and not waste your time. So there's the context. Let me continue. 2 days before Christmas, I decided to post on my Facebook. I had noticed a lot of my friends and family had probably forgotten that Gerard's band Second Salem existed in the first place, and they still had the page liked. And my friends and family have their own fucking reason to dislike Gerard, you know, and to not want to support his band. It's not like I held someone at gunpoint, like some people, like someone in particular wanted to make a sound, and force these people to respond to that. I was just reminding people on my own fucking account that the band exists, they have a page, you might want to retract your support. Whatever. 2 days later, on Christmas, okay, Christmas, I finally get the day off from work to have an open Christmas with my family. But I don't get a day off from the bullshit. I look over at my phone in the middle of opening up gifts with my family in a room where I have everyone I love the most around me, and I'm having the healthiest, happiest Christmas that I've had in so fucking long because Gerard made the holidays absolutely terrible. My phone lights up. I look over at it, and it's Kyle, Gerard's best friend and the guitarist for Second Salem. I had his number blocked, but he's calling me through Messenger, and I immediately get fired up because I know that whatever he's calling me for, it's not gonna be something cool. And he's probably gonna be a dick towards me. The last time we talked, I was telling him, like, this was right after I broke up with Gerard, I was telling him that, like, it's gonna be really hard for me to be around you and the other members in the band who were all my friends at the time. I was telling him it's gonna be really hard because I don't feel like Gerard's being genuine about what he did. I don't feel like he's being honest about it, and I have a lot of healing to do. I don't feel safe enough to be around you guys, so I need distance. And he just kept telling me, like, yeah, I don't like what Gerard did, but it would be stupid of me to throw away our friendship and throw away what we've built with the band over something like this. And I'm like, something like this? You were one of the only people that I was telling that Gerard was abusing me and losing his shit on me. Kyle literally watched Gerard pitch fits at me over bullshit. I think that happened at least twice. For me to know that he knew that and to tell me that it was just something like this and it's not worth even questioning keeping the band going over, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna block your number. I can't deal with being associated with any of you right now. So I get up real quick to take the call, and it was so noisy that I could barely hear him, so I'm like, let me go to another room real quick, stop talking. I take a second to breathe because I'm anxious as fuck, and all I'm able to, like, say while shaking like crazy is, you're not gonna do Gerard's bidding, you're not gonna do your band's bidding by calling me on Christmas. Like, how tacky and rude is that? So I hang up the call, and he sends me a long message that says, your grief with Gerard has nothing to do with the band. You need to stop dragging our names through the mud. Gerard is changing, and you're just hung up on bullshit, and you're acting like a high school twat. And I'm like, ooh, this sounds like the kind of narrative that I was told when Gerard felt threatened in the beginning of our relationship. That it was just high school petty drama, you know? I respond with, I'm not backing down on this. I know Gerard is not changing. I'm not forcing anyone to harass you guys at your jobs. Like, that was something that he said to me. He said that people are questioning them because of that one Facebook post I made where I said that you should retract your engagement with the band's page unless supporting an abuser and his posse of sympathizers is your thing. He's coming at me saying, like, post whatever you want about Gerard, but don't drag the band into it. And I'm like, I have every right to say whatever the fuck I want. And over the next, like, day and a half, I'm talking to Kyle. He was such an asshole to me in that conversation. It was crazy. Obviously, I can understand why the other guys in the band would be upset that I'm grouping them together, but they shouldn't be upset at me for that. That should be, you know, directed towards the person who caused all this shit in the first place. But he was calling me a cunt. He called me an alcoholic when he knew that I struggled with alcohol really bad during my relationship with Gerard. I'm over a month sober now, thankfully. But it was so foreign from what I understood Kyle to be, you know, because we were all really close for the longest time, and it hurt to feel like I had to push them all away from me, but they all latched onto Gerard so quickly and were listening to his narrative, and I just felt really left behind, and it hurt really bad, so I just gave up on it. I knew that Kyle had done some questionable things before, but the way he was talking to me just like really hammered in that he can be a really big fucking prick too. My main point while talking to Kyle, past all of his insults, past him trying to get a rise out of me, like he was like deliberately lying about shit and antagonizing me for no reason other than to just work me up or something. I don't know. Like I wasn't buying into it. None of his insults bothered me. I just kept saying like, he's not changing. Like, I know he's doing to me what he did with his other exes. He gets into a new relationship. He lies about his past and how he abused other people. He makes his ex out to be the bad guy, abuses the new person, and then once that doesn't work out, it just repeats. Gerard's life is like an ugly Mad Lib. Nothing about him changes. The only thing that does change is the little line that says location. Is it Michigan? Is it New York? Is it Washington State? The names of the people he abuses? Like, that's all that changes. It's not him that's changing. And from everything that I've like learned going forward, I know that Gerard's lying about me and making me out to be the bad guy, like he did with the others. And the other thing that I'm really hammering into Kyle in this conversation is that he should be worried about Gerard's new girlfriend. Right after I broke up with Gerard hopped onto the website that he used to meet me on, was looking for a new relationship right off the bat, started going to clubs and partying and shit, sleeping around for a little bit, I think. Almost got involved with one girl in particular. I've talked to her since and told her that she dodged a bullet, and she agreed. Told me that she was thankful that I reinforced what she was already believing about him. And then he meets this new girl who he's currently with. I know her name, so I'm telling Kyle, like, you need to be worried about her, this girl in particular. And he says to me, don't worry, I've got it handled. Because my whole reason for being public about any of this, besides me trying to cope, is trying to fucking make people aware. Because Gerard is not genuine. He hasn't been truthful about his relationships for over a decade. Like, and once he talked to me and couldn't convince me, whatever. He probably went back to the guys in the band to brief everybody, including Gerard. Gerard feels threatened, right? And anytime Gerard feels threatened, he goes to his Instagram, his most prized possession, and posts a picture of himself, writes a description that's powerful or inspiring or whatever, gets thousands of likes, sometimes over 100 comments from 23,000 strangers who have no idea who the fuck he really is. So this is what he does here. Post a picture of him on stage. Ooh. And the first sentence in his description this time is, the only constant in life is change. I'm just gonna talk like I'm talking to Gerard, because I know that he's watching this. I know that you're lying about me. There's no way that you're not, because this is your pattern of behavior. This is what you have done for long before you even fucking knew who I was. You put me through 3 years of absolute fucking terror, like the worst 3 years of my life. Past all of that, I do everything in my power to take care of you and try to give you a stable enough environment so you can work on your shit. You can figure out why in the fuck you're so broken and why you keep hurting so many people. You beat me, you gaslight me, you emotionally manipulate me, you burn possessions that I can't replace. You forced me to quit listening to Green Day. You forced me to not watch my favorite movie. You antagonize me. You accuse me of cheating more times than I can count. You isolate me from my friends and family. You straight up kick 2 of my best friends out of my life. And even after I fucking broke up with you, I tried to make peace with you so we wouldn't have to deal with this shit since we're in the same vicinity. I would like to get back into the local music scene somehow. I like going to those shows, but I don't want to fucking see you now. Like, this is what I was trying to avoid. Any kind of shit like this. But when I tried to do that, you just tried to hook me back into a relationship again. And as soon as I put my foot down for once and said, that's not happening, I already told you, please listen to me for once, you went on the defense. And since you lost control of me and what I've been telling people, now that you can't keep me quiet, now that I'm trying to give a voice to myself, a voice I was robbed of for 3 years, and a voice to your several other victims, you decide to hop on your Instagram and use my own words against me when you know exactly what the fuck you've done and what you continue to do. Who in the fuck do you think you are? Seriously. And this is what Gerard does. You know, he takes advantage of all the little nuances that exist within a particular situation. He milks white lines. He'll do whatever the fuck he can to manipulate the situation, to manipulate the person into believing the situation. He'll do whatever it takes to get people on his side, demonize someone else, and just avoid responsibility. Like, that is what he does. I watched him do it for 3 years, and the people before me watched him do it. Like, and I know this post is directed towards me, like, not only because of the fact that he used my own words in it to jab at me, not only because this was posted right after my conversation with Kyle ended, but also because this isn't the first time he's made a jabbing post at me. Like, I know he looks at my shit, he knows I look at his shit, which I'm not gonna do forever. I'm doing it right now because I'm planning something. Several weeks ago, after Trump was impeached, this asshole uses a picture of him standing in front of the American Idiot heart grenade, flipping off the camera. Like, he's not doing that because he likes Green Day. He's not doing that because he's punk or really even political in nature. He did it because he knows that Green Day is one of my favorite bands and that I have a big love for American Idiot. Like, the look on his face, the fact he's flipping off the camera, like, I know that's directed towards me. And, so petty. How in the fuck are you not bothered by the fact that you are seeking a new relationship, more affection, more understanding? You're seeking the trust of someone under false pretenses. Like, that doesn't allow whoever you're with or whoever you're trying to convince to make their own decisions based on their own fucking integrity. Like, you're taking away the truth. You're taking away someone's ability to actually know whether or not they want to fucking associate with you at all. Because you're lying about everything. Again, there's so many little nuances that exist in this situation that sometimes make me feel like I do need to back off and I do need to just leave it alone. But then I acknowledge the fact that I've seen you do this before. And I acknowledge the fact that you're still trying to poke at me and still trying to turn people against me, because that's what you would have to do to cover your ass. Because the way you treated me was, if anyone in your circle knew the extent of it and knew the extent of how you treated the others before me, do you think they'd really want anything to do with you? If anything, it would force you to have to face exactly what you've done, exactly who you are, and you're too fucking cowardly to do that. You'd rather avoid it. You'd rather lie to people. You'd rather be your charismatic, lying little manipulating self to get people on your side, to take the easy way out of every fucking situation, set yourself, your new partners, your friends, your bandmates up for fucking disaster because you're just too fucking scared of holding yourself accountable. When I was talking to Kyle, he told me that he's keeping tabs on you. He's keeping tabs on your new relationship. And when I showed the conversation to Bryson, he said to me, just, something really fundamental, something very important, something I didn't think of at the time, but I wish I did. It's not normal for your friend to feel like he has to keep tabs on you. It's not normal for him to be watching out for your new relationship like this. But still, you all want to tell me that you're changing? Like, if you're really changing, why in the fuck are you trying to lock her down into an engagement already? Haven't even been together, 5 months, half a year, not even, and you're already looking at wedding shit? I remember when you did that with me. Never talked about, what would happen after the wedding, what we could do to, fulfill each other as husband and wife. Only thing you were concerned about was the decorations, the presentation, the pictures that we would take. But you're changing, yeah, because it's definitely normal to want to propose to your new girlfriend of 5 months when your longest relationship was with me and was an absolute fucking shit show. If you actually fucking gave a damn about anyone, if you gave a damn about yourself, if you actually wanted to change, you wouldn't be seeking new relationships like your life depends on it. You already hurt someone else after me, and it hasn't even been a year yet. I don't understand. I don't understand. And even if you were changing, which I know you're not, but hypothetically, what am I doing to deserve what you're doing in regards to me right now? Let me ask that for once. What did I do to deserve it? I don't know if maybe you're just legitimately so fucking delusional in your head that you actually genuinely believe the lies that you're telling and what you've come to tell other people about me and shit like that. That would be the only thing that I that would make this make sense at all. I did so much for you. You would not be in Michigan. You would not have your band. You would not have your new relationship if it wasn't for everything that I did for you. I put up with you until I couldn't fucking take it anymore. And somehow still, you are just so okay with lying about it. I know you've admitted a little bit to a certain extent because you have to. Like I mentioned before, there's certain situations you can't avoid. There's certain things that are being said by me and other people that you can't just completely dismiss. It was out of self-defense, or she did this, this, and this to me, but is lying about it. You are not changing, all right? Everywhere you go is just a trail of fucking terror. You are only concerned about yourself, lifting yourself up however you can. It doesn't matter to you who the fuck you step on your way up. And it's clear by how you talk about these people afterwards. You're not genuine, you're not honest, you're not real. You're not allowing people to make informed decisions about who they want to have in their life. And that in itself is really fucking shitty. Never mind everything that you're doing to make it work for you. I don't understand how the fuck you live with yourself. Just know that I'm not backing down on this. I'm not gonna fall for your shit. And I'm not gonna let you run away with a narrative that is false. I'm not gonna let you try to tell the people around you in a community that I grew up in and brought you into, look at me like like I'm a fucking villain trying to ruin your life. Alright, like, I'll let you in on a little secret, okay? If you were a better person, people from your past would fucking leave you alone. There's a reason that people from your past keep inserting themselves into your present, and it's not because they want to. It's not because they're trying to ruin your reputation. It's not because they're jealous of you or want to step on what you've created for yourself. You're not that special. Trust me. This keeps happening to you. You can't run away from your past. You can't move on with your life because of shit you do. And then you want to demonize the people who are trying to make the new people in your life aware of what it is that you're keeping from them. You use people. You shit on people. You hurt people. You'll do whatever the fuck it takes to get to where you want to be. You want to be the next Gerard Way? Dude, isn't Gerard Way, like, actually a good person? How about you focus on that part first? If you gave a fuck about yourself, about anyone else, you take some real time to focus on yourself and bettering yourself instead of dragging everyone else into your bullshit. You have people hurt all over the fucking map. You've been doing this for years. Yet I'm the problem? Yet your other exes are the problem? And you're the one that's changing. Okay, dude. Fucking bet.